A man used a nail gun to drive 2 expansion hooks into the wall. Then he took out a hydraulic puller. He secured steel cables to both ends of the hooks. Then they pressed the button. The stone wall was instantly torn open with a huge hole. Next they came to the vault's security door. They used an electric drill to drill into the lock cylinder of the security door. They had to complete the theft within 10 minutes. Because once the lock cylinder was tampered with, the police would arrive within 10 minutes. Then they took out potassium permanganate and concentrated sulfuric acid. They poured the mixture into the keyhole at the right ratio. 10 seconds later, the lock cylinder exploded. Then Cage used an endoscope to carefully observe the structure between the gears. If there was even the slightest error, the security door would lock permanently. After determining the exact angle of the lock pins, Cage turned the dial without hesitation. He positioned the gears to the correct spots. The security door opened smoothly. Cage saw the gold bars inside, but he chose the cash next to them instead, because each gold bar weighed 25 pounds. But $10 million in cash only weighed 210 pounds. But just as they succeeded in the theft, a large number of SWAT officers had surrounded the bank. The police looked at the locked bank door. They secured iron chains to the bank's door. The other end of the chains was attached to an armored vehicle. They started the vehicle. But when they entered the bank, they found nothing. It turned out Cage and his partner had already escaped through the back door. But to their surprise, an old man collecting trash appeared there. To avoid being discovered, his accomplice prepared to kill the witness. But Cage stopped him. Just then, their getaway driver arrived in time. To escape quickly, Cage dragged his accomplice toward the car. But during the struggle, the accomplice's gun accidentally shot himself. Cage could only pull his accomplice into the car first, then return to pick up the dropped $10 million. But the gunshot had already alerted the police. To avoid getting caught, his accomplice drove off directly. Cage quickly chased after them, but he was blocked by the arriving police. After dealing with the police, he quickly drove away in a police car. But the police weren't planning to let him go. They forced him into a parking garage, but Cage drove straight out. Just as he shook off the police, he discovered spike strips set up at the exit. He accelerated straight through them. The tires were instantly blown out by the spikes. The out-of-control car crashed into a factory, but he wasn't panicked. Instead, he got out of the car and surrendered. The police pinned Cage to the ground, but they discovered the money bag was empty. It turned out he had just thrown the $10 million directly into a fire pile. Since the police found no evidence, he was ultimately sentenced to 8 years. When he got out of prison, he received a call from a kidnapper. The kidnapper said he had kidnapped Cage's daughter. The ransom was exactly $10 million, but Cage just laughed, because he had already figured out who it was.